Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. If you can hear me, please let me see your comments in the comment section. Let me see your comments in the comments section. Let me see your comments, guys, if you can hear me. So that we can get started immediately. Good morning, everybody. It's actually amazing having you guys here. Okay, I can see all your comments. It's absolutely amazing to have you guys here. So if this is your first time, just drop it in the comments that this is your first time. And if you've always been with us, you are welcome back, guys. And you know how we do it, right? You know how we do our live session every Saturday. Drop the asset you want me to analyze in the comments. Whatever asset you want me to analyze, just keep dropping it in the comments, and I am going to pick a few ones that we're going to be making analysis on. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to set this first, and do not forget to share the link to people you know are actually traders of the synthetic market. Okay, all right, so let's get started. This is volatility 25 and we're going to start from the higher time frame. Whatever thing we want to establish, we have to establish it right from the higher time frame. So this is 24 hours time frame, and it is very obvious that we have a break to the downside. We have a break to the downside here. If you check this particular asset on the weekly time frame, it is going to give you more information than what this 24 hours time frame is giving us on the trading view. You can see that we don't have access to previous data, so we're just going to make do with the current data that we have here. We had the last break to the downside. The only reason I'm not going to be classifying this as a break is because even when the other low came back to close, we still did not close with a body candle. Okay, this is not really a good close. We don't have a good close here, so I'm not really going to say that we have our last break of structure to be this low. I would still tag it as a sweep, right? I'm still going to tag this area as a sweep. However, there is something really amazing that happened, which is market giving us this low, this high, and this high did not give us a proper retracement, so I'm still going to mark this out also. So as much as our last break of structure was this low, I'm still not going to classify this as a break of structure. But what happened here is that we had a sweep. After the sweep, market came back to internal structure and still gave us a sweep, gave us another sweep, creating this high as a lower high. However, we did not have a real retracement, okay? So market breaking this high is not a change of character for me yet. This is not a change of character for me based on the fact that we created this high, but we did not enter into the structure properly. So if there's anywhere I'm going to be categorizing as a change of character for market to give me that continuation for a buy movement, it is this high, because we can still see this high as the liquidity. We can still call this high. Let me show you. We can still call this high a liquidity creation. We can still call this high a liquidity creation, absolutely, because we did not come back properly into the normal structure. However, we did not have a proper break of structure. So what do we do in this kind of case? Number one, I'm not expecting that if markets would sell, I'm not expecting it to come back and break this high. If markets would continue that sell setup, I am not expecting a break above this high. Normally, this is not a break of structure, but it is already a sweep. And after the sweep, we have like a liquidity created for it here. So I'm not expecting that if this sell is going to continue, that this high is going to be broken. So I'm just going to mark out that high, and I'm going to fixate on the point that we are trading in between this zone. It is either market is targeting this high or we are targeting this low. So I'm going to mark out a point of interest. If you guys remember one of the live sessions that we did, I made mention that this is a liquidity here, giving us fair value gap, right? Giving us fair value gap. However, market had to create liquidity for itself before it can come back to this zone. So that was why we were able to get an entry from this area to break this low. So since the liquidity has been created, it is very, very normal for market to come back here if that sell will continue. So this is a point of interest, right? This is a point of interest that carries fair value gap. Excuse me, guys. This is a point of interest that carries fair value gap. And all I am just going to wait for is if market is going to use this place, we're going to have like a lower time frame confirmation, which is going to help us continue that sell movement. So what's the confirmation that we are expecting? Now take a look at this. If there is going to be a confirmation, the confirmation is long. And can we truly wait for that confirmation? So we have a low, we have a high, we have a low. So this was where we had our normal break to the upside. We had the normal break of structure internally to the upside here. So if there's anywhere market is going to come back to take, it should be this low here. And you can see that it is very, very long, right? It is very long. Can we truly wait for market to come back and break this low before we take a trade? Absolutely not. So what I am expecting right now on this asset is for market to create something like this. Let's have a break to the upside. That is if we're going to use that point of interest for a sell continuation. I want a break of structure for this high, and we are going to come back and break the low that has been created here. Then we can look out for a continuation to the downside. But currently, with the current move of the market, number one, you shouldn't be looking for a buy, and you should not be looking for a sell right now. The reason you can't look for a buy is because we already have this impulse. Whatever buy you are looking out for here is a trap, because you can't tell for sure how long this retracement is going to take. So all you should wait for is market should either give you a break of structure above this high and come back to take this low, or a break of structure above this high with impulse, a little impulse. Then we look out for a buy continuation to the upside, because if we have a break with impulse, it is most likely the market is going to come back and rage all of this with impulse, right? So what we are saying on volatility 25 is just to be patient for market to display either a break of structure to the upside with impulse, then we get our buy continuation, because currently we have a lot of impulse and we can't jump into the market. Or you wait for a break of that high, then wait for market to give you a change of character, and we look for our sell continuation. Guys, can you hear me now? I am seeing some people say audio can't hear. Please confirm if you can hear me loud and clear now. Confirm if you can hear me loud and clear. Kindly confirm if you can hear me loud and clear, guys. All right, I have seen a confirmation from someone say he or she can hear me. Okay, so let's go to the next asset. Guys, I am telling you that you should drop the asset you want me to analyze in the comments. So I have seen one mentioned by 2 people, so I'm going to be picking volatility 101S. So let's go on volatility 101S and see what market is doing. So 24 hours time frame. So what is our 24 hours time frame giving to us? Our last break of structure, our last proper break of structure was to the upside. And since we have this break to the upside, I am expecting the market would come back to this internal structure and give us a change of character for us to continue to the upside and break this high. So one of my view is for market to come back to this area. But if this low is broken, I am expecting it here. If this particular low is broken, I am expecting the market here. But based on this distance and momentum, if market breaks this low, it is most likely for it not to use this area for continuation, because we already have impulse and distance. You can see that after this break of structure to the upside, we started having a higher high, higher low, right? We started having different higher highs, higher lows that did not give us a proper retracement. So let's mark out this area and let's go to 4 hours time frame. So on the 4 hours time frame, I noticed something really amazing. We had a sweep of this low, not a proper break. And after this sweep, I've not really seen the liquidity market is likely to come back to take. So everything I am on the outlook for right now that is going to give me more confirmation that this point of interest is valid is for market to give me a break of this high. I just want a break of this high. Once this particular high is broken, all these highs will be cleared. All of these areas will be cleared. So I'm waiting for this high to be broken. So let's go to 2 hours time frame and let's see what market is currently doing. If there is any area we can join for a continuation. So we have this sweep. We are anticipating the market would come back and take this high. But we got along the way, our market started declining. So we came back to this area. We came back to this area. But you can't tell for sure market is going to use this area because we've not had any visible break. So this buy, if we're going to be joining this buy, is a trap. It is a trap because this movement to the upside has not given us a break. And this is obviously not a change of character for me to continue the sell. This is not a change of character for me. So what do I do in this kind of case? Let's wait for this internal little break. This internal little break. Let's wait for market to break it internally. Right? Let's wait for this to be broken internally. And we are going to continue at this area, this void area that we already have left. This particular area. We are going to continue that buy. So let's wait for that internal structure to be broken. I can't say you should jump into the buy. It has not given a clear confirmation. And I'll definitely not advise a sell for now because this is a sweep, not really a break of structure. No liquidity was created. So I'm not even saying any area where market should use for a sell continuation yet. So unless we come back, break this low properly, then we can change our view. But my bias right now is for market to give me that little break, then we continue to the upside. So that is my view currently on volatility 10-1S. So let's continue. Which other assets are we looking out for? What other assets are we looking out for? Are we still together, guys? I need to know if we are still together. I hope you can hear me. All right, so let's pick the next one. Let's pick the next asset. Okay, so volatility 31S mentioned by 2 people. If you cannot hear me, please check your network. I can see that some people are absolutely hearing me. So please check your network. So let's go to 24 hours time frame of volatility 31S. Okay, so this is 24 hours time frame. First, where was our last break of structure? We had it here. Market already gave us a change of character here. Now you can see that we had, look at what we had here. We had an impulse, a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. All of these places has been created as straight eyes. And we had our last lower low, lower high here. I'm going to mark that out now. A lower low, a lower high. And it is very, very obvious that this is a major because we had a take of the previous high. So this high is a major, right? And so when we had it broken, we should be looking for a buy continuation at a very good area, right? Market came back to this untested area and we had that impulse to the upside. So internally, we had our last break of structure here. This was the last break of structure internally. Right? Market came back to this area, this sponsored candle. Sponsored candle. Let's go to 4 hours. Let's refine our sponsored candle here. So this is our sponsored candle. We had a change of character to the upside. A change. Market created this fair value gap. We came back and just picked into the fair value gap, and we had another break of structure. A break of structure. Look at it. Look at it. Remember, our target is this high. We are targeting market to come back to this high. That is our external. So this is our last break of structure on this 4 hours time frame. So 2 hours time frame, we're expecting it to come back to an untested area. So let's go to 30 minutes. We're expecting it to come back to an untested area, right? Since this is our last break of structure. A break of structure, liquidity creation, untested area. Currently, there's no area you can join in the market. This is currently called on the VIP channel. So there's no area we can continue that buy movement. Here, again, you can see we are moving with impulse. Until market breaks this high, then probably we would have an impulse here. We would have a fair value gap where we can continue the buy setup, right? And this buyers was also dropped on our free signal channel. So if you were smart enough, you should be in this market, right? So let's just wait for a break of structure to the upside. Then we would get a fair value gap for that continuation to the upside. But take note, when this high is broken, it is most likely that market would come back and raid all of these lows. But for now, we are not expecting it to raid all of these lows until this high is taken. Do you guys understand? So I see people mentioning BTC. This live session is technically and basically for synthetic indices. Okay, this is just for synthetic indices. So I'm so sorry. We are going to be working on just synthetic indices. So let's go to step index. The normal step index is the step index 100 on trading view. So let's go to 24 hours time frame. All right, so we had our last break of structure here. This is the liquidity I am expecting market to come back for. We already have it taken. First, this is my breaker. And this is another interest candle for me. This is an interest candle for me. If you check the lower time frame, like 2 hours time frame, you would see an interest candle. So let's check it out. Look at it here. This is the interest candle on the 2 hours time frame. Here. we had a high, a low, we had another high, then another low, a high, a low, then we had another high. We came back and took this low as a minor change of character on this 2 hours time frame. So I'm going to 30 minutes. This is a liquidity for me. A liquidity. A point of interest. Where market reacted from here is also a very, very valid area. So, yeah, we had a break here. So currently what I'm expecting market to do is to break this low with little impulse. Let's have a break of this low with impulse. Let's have it broken, and then we can get that area for continuation this way. So let's see if this current movement is going to take this low with impulse, then we can continue the sell movement. So that is my view currently on step 100. So I'm going to be doing just one more asset, guys, and that would be all for today. So let's do volatility 75 1s. $75 1s, 24 hours time frame. So we had a change of character. That was a change of character. A break, another break, a change of character. Then market came back here for a continuation. We had a break of structure to the upside. Now, I wasn't expecting this low to be broken if we were going to continue that buy setup. This low shouldn't have been broken yet if we were going to have that continuation for buy. So where did that break happen? It happened at a sponsored candle here. This is a liquidity, an untested area to be precise. So we had a change of character. All right, if that change of character was not enough, this is another one, and this is a major. So market created this liquidity for itself. Liquidity, we came back, took out the liquidity. Then we had a change of character again. A change of character. So let's go to 4 hours time frame. Let's go to 4 hours time frame. We had a sweep of this. I'm expecting market to target this low for now. So 2 hours time frame. Then we mark out our last break of structure. This was the last break of structure. Internally, please take notes. Internally, I'm not expecting market to come back and take this high yet. So 30 minutes. Let's go to 30 minutes. This is a liquidity. This is a point of interest. That's a point of interest for me. So what I'm expecting here is this. Please always wait for that change of character to happen. Let's have a change of character, then we would continue that sell setup. If you don't wait for a change of character, that point of interest might just be a reaction zone. So that is why it is very important that you wait for a change of character. So let's see what market is going to do on this volatility 75-1S. It is currently approaching a point of interest. Let me check the 2 hours time frame. All right, for 2 hours, this is all of this is our point of interest actually. So let's wait for a change of character on this 30 minutes time frame. Don't go lower. Just wait for 30 minutes time frame. So it is either we come back and break this low, or market creates another low, very simple low on 30 minutes, and it will get it broken, and we are going to continue that sales setup. So that is my view currently on volatility 75-1S. I hope I have done justice to all of this. If you have a question, drop it in the comment section, and we're going to answer the question before we call it a day. All right? You are welcome, guys. If you have a question, drop it in the comments, guys. Or is there no question? All right, somebody said, is it necessary to wait for a change of character before you enter a trade? Yes, it is very, very necessary, because a change of character is like the confirmation of that point of interest. It is like telling you that, yes, this point of interest is actually valid. So all you just have to do when a change of character happens is find a place market has created as an untested zone. Wait for market to come back there and you join in the movement. So it is very essential that you wait for a change of character. Okay, so please help drop the video. Thank you. You're welcome. It is going to be available on the channel immediately we end this session. Okay. All right, guys, if there are no more questions, that is going to be all for today. Thank you so much, guys, for joining, and have an amazing weekend, guys. Bye.